All right. So happy Thursday, everyone. This is Robin here. I just wanted to do this kind of off the cuff, last minute call because on our Tuesday call, we had someone from our team, Adrienne Williams, ask about vision casting. I don't even know how it came up, but she asked about it, and it got me to thinking with one of my other leaders that, maybe this is something that we should revisit. And so I have been doing vision casting, and I don't know that I've always called it vision casting. I don't know that I knew what it was when I first started Plexus, but essentially, whenever you have someone new, and there may be some new individuals who are on the call because you really want to hear what this is about, it's really important for you to add third party validation. And I don't know if you have ever been in a relationship, whether it's a parental relationship, a love relationship with your spouse, a relationship with your siblings, but many times, if the person that you personally know that you're doing life with tells you something, how much more effective is it if someone outside of that close relationship says the same exact thing? Like, how many times have you heard your spouse say something and you were like, it didn't mean anything? But as soon as someone else outside of the relationship says the same exact thing, all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, maybe that does make sense. Maybe I do agree with that a little bit. Maybe I am going to try this on for size. And so that's just human nature. And so many times, because we are in a business with health and wellness and sharing health and wellness products, you will normally have people joining you who you personally know. Okay. And unless you have a really big network and you've got a huge following on social media that, you've got a ton of followers of people that don't know you, most of us have friends and family who are joining us, people that we know at least peripherally. Right. And so many times when you talk to them about the products, it's not very difficult to help people understand the power of our products. Our products really do speak for themselves, honestly. The proof is in the pudding. But when you're trying to get someone to understand that there's just as big of a blessing with the opportunity, honestly, sometimes even more so than the life-changing products that we offer, many times because of the fact that what we do is somewhat untraditional. Network marketing is kind of an untraditional path to build wealth, but it's one of the most amazing ways to build wealth. Many times you need a little bit of backup. Okay. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? You need a little bit of backup. And so that's the reason why you want to add social proof and you want to add third party validation to what you are doing. Okay. So when I first started, I didn't really have a ton of people vision casting for me per se, but I did somewhat in the beginning, actually. It was one of our uplines, Tara Penny. When I first started, she was a step or two ahead of me at the time, years ago. And so she would come to Dallas and she would do events, and it was really cool. It was like, this was someone that she was where we were wanting to go. And so when she would come in town and she would do trainings or she would do events for us, it did add that third party validation. And so that is what your upline should be providing for you. Okay. One of your closest jewel uplines, for all of my level ones, I do that for all of the individuals that they want to introduce to the business. Okay. And so before I get into actually talking to a few people tonight, as it relates to what vision casting really looks like, I want to break this down just a little bit. Okay. So you guys really understand the value of why you should do this on your team and why you should be helping other people in your organization to catch the vision. And what we mean by catching the vision is seeing themselves in this opportunity, seeing this opportunity as a blessing for them and their family, and this being a vehicle for them to get to where they are currently to where they want to be. Does that make sense? So first things first, when you're talking to people just about life, right? Especially when you want to talk to them about the power of this opportunity, you want to ask people, just generally speaking, do you want average results in life or do you not, right? And when most people are talking to you, people are pretty content a lot of times where they are, or at least they say they're content. Like if you have a decently stable job, you're able to pay your bills. You may have to do a bit of finagling with your finances every now and again, but for the most part, you have a decent life. Most people act like they're pretty satisfied with that, right? But our job is to help people. And my job as the leader of this whole entire team is to help you guys to really dream bigger, right? Because I will say that when I first started Plexus, we had a great life, but I was very, very limited in my personal income as far as how far I could take being in the world of education. I was an administrator, for those of you who don't know my backdrop. I was a school assistant principal. And so I knew that I could work for the next 35 years and I was going to be pretty much capped almost where I was at the time, because educators get paid. So their step in pay is so little from year to year, right? And that's just the way it is in education. Okay. And it's probably like that in other careers and other fields, but in education, I know this for a fact to be true because that's what I did, right? And so I could say, okay, I'm good where I am, but you really want to help people to see. And this is one question that I ask a lot. If time or money were no object, what would you be doing with your life? Because most people, they may say they want average results, but at the end of the day, people really do want the best results possible out of their life. People really do want the best results possible. And so one thing I want you to think about, not only for the people that you're helping to see what this opportunity can do for them, but I want you to be asking all these questions of yourself, right? What do I really want to experience in my life? Okay, that's one big question you want to ask yourself always, and also be asking of the people that you're trying to get them to see what this could do for them. Okay, this meaning the opportunity. What do I really want to experience in my life? Okay. The second question is, what are the most important things I would like to happen in my life before I die? Okay, this really forces people to really look at their life from a much bigger macro lens instead of a micro lens, and really looking at big picture. Before I die, what would I like to see? What are the most important things I would like to have happen in my life? Okay, what are the things that I want to accomplish? The most important things I want to accomplish in my life before I die. Okay. Keep in mind too, guys, a lot of times when I ask these questions, when I'm talking to someone individually or I'm doing a call like this and there's more than 3 or 4 new people on a call, there are times that this really brings up some emotions and tears, because guys, there's many, 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 many people on this earth that physically have never dreamed before. Like they probably stopped dreaming when they were small kids. Like something in their childhood kind of just like zapped everything out of them for them to just stop dreaming. They were like, oh no, I'm living in the world of reality and this is what it is. And so you're trying to help people to start thinking about their life from a much bigger scale and actually begin dreaming again. The third question is, how would I like to live? How would you like to live? Right? Some of us, we have beaten ourselves down, or life has beaten us down in a way that we stop thinking about that there actually could be another way to live life, right? That it doesn't have to be the rat race, the mundane 9 to 5, 40-year career. It doesn't have to look like that. Lots and lots of people in this country don't live that way, and we don't have to live that way either, right? So if other people figure it out, we can figure it out as well. And the fourth question is, who do I want to become? Who do I want to become? I want you, every single person on this call, to be thinking about those 4 questions. The last 2 were, how would I like to live? And who do I want to become? Okay. It's really important that you ask yourself these questions. Okay. Now, once you've written these things down, and I don't expect for you to write this stuff down right now as far as answering the questions for yourself, but you're probably thinking, right? You're probably thinking of these things for yourself right now. And if you're not, I want you to take the time at a later point after this call to be thinking about those answers for yourself for these questions, okay? These specific questions. And then once you do that, I want you to ask yourself 2 more questions, okay? And all of these are questions that I tend to ask when I'm trying to really understand where someone is in their life and how I can help them to see how this opportunity can be a blessing for them and their family. So the next question is, by what specific date do I want this to happen? So I will physically ask this question. If someone says to me, hey, so, if I ask them, how would you like to live, or who do you want to become? If they tell me a specific thing, well, I really want to open up an orphanage for girls in Rwanda or whatever. I'm just totally making something up, right? I will physically ask them, well, what specific date, what time frame are you wanting this to happen? Right? Because you're trying to give this dream legs. You're trying to help them to see that this doesn't have to be pie in the sky. This is something that you in your lifetime can actually accomplish, right? The second question is, what actions must I take in order for this life to become a reality? What actions must I take? And so when you ask that question, that really lends itself to the person that you're talking to, who is probably working a traditional job. It probably is going to force them to say, oh, well, I mean, I really don't know what actions I need to take, because what I'm currently doing, this is what most people will end up saying. What I'm currently doing is not gonna make this become a reality. Like this will not happen in my lifetime based on what I'm currently doing. And so it's our job to help them to see, well, have you ever thought about there being another way, another stream of income, another vehicle, another opportunity that may be presented to you right now that can help you to get to where you are, to where you want to be, and help you to take those appropriate actions so that you can make the life that you are dreaming about and the life that you want to become a reality, right? That's really the goal here, okay? And so you want to think about people not just imagining these results, but then actually saying that, oh, there actually is a way to make these things become possible, to make these things become a reality, right? And so one question that I often ask myself is, who am I going to one day be? I ask myself that a lot. Who am I going to one day be? Like, I feel like if I'm evolving and growing each and every day, each and every week, each and every month, each and every year, which I feel like I am, I feel like I'm on a personal growth journey for myself. And I hopefully those of you that are already within the team and within our community, you feel the same way. But you need to keep asking yourself, who are you now becoming, right? Because who you want to be in the future, you have to be becoming that person now, right? So the people that you're bringing in, that you're talking to, that you're asking these questions, you want to help them to see, well, if you want all these things to happen, if you want to achieve all these things, if you want all these things to occur, you have to be taking those steps now to make that become a reality, right? So no matter where you are, guys, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, at this very moment in time, you really do have to take control of your circumstances. You just have to. You have to take control of your circumstances. And so I want you to write down these next several questions, because these will be helpful when you're helping someone to actually brainstorm their vision, because there are some people that they may not even have answers to those initial questions that I just said to you, right? So you can ask yourself if you're in that category, and or you can ask some of the people that you are trying to get them to see what this opportunity can do for them and their family. Ask them, what life would I like to create for your family? Like, what life would I like to create for my family? What life would you like to create for your family? If you're asking the person, what life would you like to create for your family? You've got to get people to get in that headspace. Hold on, I'm still trying to admit people. You want people to really get into that headspace of thinking about that, because so many people stop thinking about those things. They just stop. Or maybe they never did. Since they've been an adult, they've never thought it. All they've ever done is just, this is what I got to do to survive. I've got this family. I've got these kids. I've got this spouse. I've got to provide. I've got to make things happen. And so they just stop thinking about those things. What kind of marriage and family relationships do you want? What kind of marriage do you want? Ask yourself that question. What do you want to create financially? Ask yourself that. What do you want to create financially? And what would I like to create, or what would you like to create in order to influence the finances of other people in a positive way, right? What would you like to create in order to influence the finances of other people in a positive way? And for those of you who are brand new on this call and you're just listening in, because I'm doing kind of the training portion right now, I'm going to do the vision casting in just a minute. You guys, this opportunity absolutely helps you to create the influence, to help influence the finances of other people around you. This doesn't just help yourself, you're helping other people. The only way you can be successful at this type of business, is to help other people to influence the finances of others. Okay. That's what this opportunity does. We help to influence the finances of other people in a positive way. We also help to influence the health, right, at the cellular level in a positive way. We help people get healthy from the inside out. So, those are two of the biggest issues and struggles that people face, particularly in this country. And we help people we offer a solution for both of those things. Okay. And then finally, ask yourself and ask the person that you're talking to, how do I want to be remembered? Right? What do I want my legacy to be? That's something that a lot of people don't ask themselves. And it's really, really important that we start, right? Life is precious. Life is very short. We don't know what our tomorrow is going to look like. Tomorrow is never promised. And so we need to be consistently thinking about what we want our legacy to be and how we wish to be remembered. Okay. So that's the way that you brainstorm your own personal vision. Okay. Because some of you are on this call because you really want to know how to help cast vision for other people, but some of you maybe you don't have a big vision for yourself personally. And if you don't, those are the questions you want to ask yourself in order to help you brainstorm your vision, right? Because I have a vision for this team. I have a vision for this opportunity and for the people that I personally want to impact, all of you. But every single one of you, as you continue to lead and build your own teams, you have to have your own personal vision, right? Because people are ultimately joining you. They're not all joining Robin, right? They may be joining Team Made for More, so they'll get to know me, but they're not joining me, they're joining you, okay? So after you have brainstormed your vision, or after you've helped someone else to brainstorm their vision, you want essentially to determine if it is possible. Is it possible to make this vision a reality, right? This vision that you have in your head, is it possible to make it happen, right? And at the end of the day, y'all, this is my piece of advice that I would give to you, and I would give to anybody that you're helping to create and brainstorm their own vision, all of these things. My advice is that you don't ask anybody other than yourself and God. It is not that is your vision is your vision, right? And so it's really not anybody else's business whether or not it's possible. The only people that can answer that question is you and God. And I can guarantee you, if you ask, right, if you're asking God of something that you feel like it's a vision that you've been given, a desire in your heart, and it's God's will, the answer from Him is going to be yes, it is possible, right? It is possible. And so now this possibility, if we all are on the same page now, we say, okay, this vision is possible, right? Are we all on the same accord with that? The vision is possible, whatever it is. And we're going to talk to a couple of people tonight to really figure out what is their vision? What do they want out of this? If you have determined that it is possible, then at the end of the day, all the possibility needs now is legs. The possibility now only needs legs. That's it. And so how are you going to give the possibility legs? Right? That means how are you going to make your hopes become real? Okay. The way that you can do that within this framework and within this community is through this opportunity, right? Is through this opportunity. And so just to give a little bit of backdrop on me, because I know there are probably some people that are new to our team and new to our organization and Team Made for More. When I started Plexus almost 9 years ago, I was a very stressed out assistant principal. And this is, just so y'all know, this is what I physically share when I'm vision casting. I'm telling my story. I'm sharing my own testimony. So I was an assistant principal of a high need school in a suburb of Dallas here in McKinney, Texas. And I was working 50 to 70 hours a week. And the school where I was assigned, it was very, very difficult, very, very challenging. It was a Title I campus. And I was really, really worried that I bit off more than I could chew, because my girls at the time were only 3 and 6. They're now 12 and 15. So they've grown up as Plexus babies, but they were 3 and 6 at the time. And all I was thinking was, man, I'm putting in all this work and I'm never at home, and I'm pouring more into other people's kids than I'm pouring into my own kids. And so I didn't see really a way out, honestly. And when I got introduced to Plexus, I definitely wasn't looking at Plexus as an opportunity. I was looking at Plexus just a way for me to no longer be fluffy, because I put on a ton of weight. when I started when I started this assistant principal job, because I was stress eating, just constantly eating fast food, picking up whatever was easy, because I was honestly in crisis mode every day at work. And so I got introduced to Plexus and thought I was signing up to get a discount to take products, right? I wanted the best deal. And I knew that the products were plant-based. I knew that it was going to take me longer than 3 to 6 months to probably get the weight off that I had picked up eating a bunch of crap food. And so I was committed. So that's the reason why I joined, to get the discount at the time. I wanted the biggest bang for my buck. So I started taking the products. But what I found was the lady that introduced me to Plexus, she made $500 in her first month. And it kind of got my wheels turning, because the lady that introduced me to Plexus, I work with her every day. So she was at the school building with me, and I knew she wasn't going door to door. I knew she wasn't pounding the pavement. So I was like, well, whatever she's doing, it's got to be doable, because she's here with me all day long, right? Working. So at that point, I really just asked her, well, how did you make 500? What did you do? And she just said, oh, I just started sharing with my friends on social media. I just posted about it on social media. And so I'm a pretty competitive person. So I looked at her and I was like, well, I didn't say this to her face, but I thought in my head, well, if she can do it, I can do it. Like, if she can make $500 a month, I can make $500 a month. And who doesn't need an extra $500 margin in their budget? So that's another thing I would like to share with you guys. You really can't prejudge people, because honestly, people probably looked at me outside looking in. I had a really beautiful life before Plexus. I had wonderful family. I had a beautiful home. We weren't in a ton of debt. I had a really good life. And so most people would have probably never thought that I would have taken on some sort of network marketing business and would eventually take it all the way to the top, right? And be one of the fastest growing teams in all of Plexus. Most people probably would have looked at me and been like, oh, she would never do this. So don't prejudge people. But what I was looking for was not necessarily financial freedom, honestly, because at the time my vision was kind of small. Like I never imagined being where we are now financially as a family. But I did know that I knew God had more in store for me, and I knew that I was created to do more than just impact children and families. And not to diminish that, because I think that's a wonderful profession, and I actually was very, very satisfied doing what I was doing. But I knew it was I just had this nudging that there was something more for me. Okay. And I don't know how many people are in that position where you kind of feel like there's got to be something more out there for me. Like, there's got to be more. Like, this can't be all there is to life. That's exactly how I felt in the position that I was 9 years ago. Okay. And so I started sharing on social media, and, naturally started earning income, because guess what? Everybody on the planet needs to be healing and repairing their gut, improving their immune system, decreasing systemic inflammation in the body. Everybody on the planet needs to be naturally balancing their blood sugar, especially in this country. We just suffer from so many different health issues, and all those things are rooted in all the things I just said: gut health, poor gut health, blood sugar, and balance and inflammation. So I continue to educate, and I really did see, particularly people in my community, because I'm a minority, I knew that people in my community needed these products. It wasn't just a want, it was a need. And honestly, guys, that is one of the biggest things that made me attracted about sharing Plexus. I was attracted to sharing Plexus because, to me, this was something that was needed. It wasn't nail strips, it wasn't handbags, it wasn't perfume, it wasn't jewelry, it wasn't any of those things that are kind of nice to have. This was a need to have in my mind. And so I could really get behind something that people really needed, right? And it didn't feel like sales to me, because I was really educating people. Being a former educator myself, and at the time I was still an educator, I was always thinking about, man, if I feel like I'm a halfway educated person, and if most people don't know about the effects of gut health and the unhealthy microbiome and candida yeast and dysbiosis and all these things, like, all those things were foreign to me when I first started Plexus. I didn't know about any of those things. But when I started to learn about it, I was like, man, if I'm ignorant about this, guess what? Half my community is probably ignorant about this too. So I need to educate people in my community about this. And so that's what I did. So I continued to share. About 9 months in, which was the end of that 2013-14 school year, I was making half of what I made as an assistant principal. And so at that point is when I kind of had this epiphanal moment. I was like, man, if I could make half of what I'm making as assistant principal, just casually sharing on social media and not really even doing this and treating this like a real business, guess what would happen? What could possibly happen if I actually treated it like a real business and went all in with this? And so at that point is when I took a total leap of faith. I walked away from my career in education. And I was a gold ambassador at the time when I quit my job as assistant principal. So I got rid of my full-time income and started doing this. I share that part of my story because that is my journey, but I don't share it to encourage each one of you to quit your job at Gold. That's not at all why I say that. I only share it because that happens to be my journey. But the other reason why I share it is because no matter where you are, what rank you are, or where you are in this business, it is important, if you have a big dream for your life, you have a big dream for impacting people in your community, that you do treat this like a business, right? This is a legitimate business opportunity. It has absolutely changed mine and my family's life and thousands of lives of others on my team. And so you have to treat this like a business because that's exactly what it is, right? If you want hobby money, you can treat it like a hobby. If you want business pay, you got to treat it like a business, okay? So walked away from my career. And also, just a caveat, by the way, there's lots of people who make full-time income with Plexus on our team and outside of our team, but they don't work this full-time because they have other full-time jobs, right? So they're fitting this in and they're working it like a real business, but they're not necessarily having to quit their jobs to do it, okay? So I want to give you that caveat. But continue to walk away from my career in education, continue to work this business for the next 12 months. After 12 months, I then became one of the top leaders in the company. Emerald is one of those leadership ranks in our business where you're now making a six-figure income annually. You are awarded a free Plexus Lexus. So I turned in my Honda Odyssey minivan and got a free Plexus Lexus, which was super cool. And also they award you with a free trip to Hawaii every single year that you qualify. And so coming up in September, in just less than 2 short months, my family, or my husband and I, we will be going to Hawaii for the eighth time. And so just a total blessing, an absolute blessing. And so I share all of these things so people can see what the possibilities are with this. You can take this as far as you want. You can take this, as short of a distance as you want. If you just want to get the cost of your products covered, if you want to create more margin in your budget so you can pay off some debt, if you want to be able to pay for your kids' extracurricular activities, or if you want to completely change your family's financial trajectory forever and leave a financial legacy for your family, you can do that as well. And so at this point is where I really want to open it up and hear from a couple of our new individuals. And I think we have one newbie here who said they were willing to chat with us. Jonathan, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Hi, Robin.
Hey, Jonathan, nice to meet you.
I will go on video here real quick.
Oh, okay. I was like, I really would like to see Jonathan. Okay, perfect. Hey, Jonathan. Okay.
Hi.
So the amazing Roniel Pierce, she is your sponsor, right? So talk to us a little bit about what even made you say yes to Plexus.
Well, one, I'm an actual trainer for the gym, so physical trainer.
Okay.
I actually joined just because I wanted to try out the greens.
Try out the greens. Is that what you said? Our greens product?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Just wanted better gut health, wanted to have my vitamins be absorbed properly, especially with how I eat sometimes. So
yeah. And so did you just start with trying the greens or did you start with the welcome pack?
I started with a welcome pack.
Okay. What welcome pack was that?
I believe it was the starter welcome pack. I can't remember, to be honest.
Do you know any of the other products that were in there besides grains? Do you know?
Yeah, it was the ProBio 5, the Bio Cleanse. It was also the Hydrate.
Okay. Okay. And so what was your experience with taking the greens? Did you just do the greens or did you try the other products in your welcome pack?
Oh, I did all of it. So what I did was, in order for me to ensure that the product was working before I can recommend it to any of my clients, was try it out myself. So I stopped all my current supplements and then I tried the product itself just to see when it kicked in, how fast it kicked in, what kind of differences I saw. And the minute I saw that my digestive tract was changing, that's when I said, okay, well, let's go ahead and start promoting. but I did do it for 90 days first before I decided to promote it to other clients or other people.
Got it. Okay. And so can you tell us a little bit about what you experienced in those 90 days?
Just more energy. I did notice that a lot of the food that I was taking in, because I eat pretty healthy, is being absorbed better, I guess I can say, just because my energy level has been high. In addition, I stopped my pre-workout drinks during this time just to see how good I'd be at the gym. And it's still maintained. So now when I add it to my pre-workout drinks, I just have a lot more energy at the gym. Mm-hmm. So it worked out kind of double fold for me. So
that's awesome. And are you a trainer, Jonathan, full time, or is this something you do on the side right now?
I'm a technical recruiter full time, but this personal training is just what I like to do as a hobby.
Gotcha. Okay. And so what made you decide to share? What made you inquire a little bit more about the opportunity? I know you said you wanted to recommend these products to your clients, but had you ever thought about, the possibilities of earning extra income, or was this really just like, hey, I want to refer people to good quality supplements?
In the beginning, it was just really just trying out the supplements just to make sure that it worked for me. And then additional income is always great, so I can't complain on that. I didn't grow up with the luxury of supportive family or anything in that manner. So I worked really hard to get where I'm at today. And I'm always looking for opportunities and extra income as well. So regardless of how much money I've made and how successful I've gone from, I'm still always trying to better myself in general every day.
That's awesome. So I hear that you've already added 2 people, right? You've already introduced Plexus to 2 of your friends or 2 of your clients?
1 client, 1 semi-client friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the amazing Ronielle has already told you that once you get your 3rd person, you unlock these other bonuses, because sharing with 3 people is just kind of the magic number here in our business. Has she talked to you about that?
Yeah. I'm actually, after this call, I'll probably be signing up my 3rd person tonight.
Well, congratulations, Jonathan. That is awesome. So awesome. So based on kind of what you've heard, not only from Ronielle, but obviously the little bit that you've heard on this call tonight, can you see that this is a possibility for you to not only help clients and help others in your sphere of influence get healthier and, introduce them to quality supplementation, but have you thought about the possibilities of really taking this a little bit further than just adding 3 people, helping 3 people?
Oh, definitely. I'm actually already thinking of different ways to market outside of just my network itself, more around my community, as well as church, just around the neighborhood.
So. Well, I really want to answer any questions that you personally have. Do you have any questions for me as it relates to the business or this opportunity? I'm a totally open book. So
yeah, not at this moment. I do. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot here shortly, to be honest. But once I sign up my 3rd person, I know I'll be going to Ronielle for a lot of the questions as well, but I'll definitely reach out to you.
Gotcha. Well, I just really encourage you to kind of link arms with Ronielle, because she's an amazing resource and an awesome leader on our team. But I also really encourage you to engage this community. One thing that I learned about this business is I'm in business for myself, but not by myself. And so we're better together. And so don't feel like you have to figure everything out on your own. You've got a treasure trove of resources within our pages. You also have the ability to obviously link arms with Ronielle and Angela Webb, who is your first Emerald upline, yeah. And obviously me, but you really have this entire community, and we all have a common goal of helping people get healthy from the inside out, helping people become educated about being more proactive with their health, which you clearly do. That's a part of your business as being a trainer. But also helping people to see that there is a better way to financially create the legacy that you want for your family as well. So we appreciate you for being willing to hop on and answer any questions for us. And we're just happy to have you a part of our community. So welcome, Jonathan.
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys as well.
Thanks. Okay, I'm going to have one more person unmute. I'm going to see if Christy is available. Christy, you there?
Hey, yeah, I am. Hold on.
Hey, dear. Okay, so just so y'all know, just a little bit, Christy is not new, but I don't know that I've ever Vision Cast with Christy. And so, Christy, tell us a little bit more about why you continue to pursue this opportunity, and tell us already what you feel like it's done for you. What have you gotten from it?
So I've been doing this Plexus thing since 2015, maybe 2016. And if you know me, you know I've been in and out, in and out. But one thing that has kept me kind of solid is the community. That has been a big thing for me, the support, the motivation, the teaching, the training, just the big family has helped me just kind of stick around. And like I said, I've been in and out, you know, I get my little team going and then they bounce and then I'm like, oh God, I'm gone, you know. And that was like, it's like that every year. I get my little team and they're doing their thing and then they leave and then I'm gone too. But this past year, I wasn't working. I was able to be at home. I was going to school. But just, so I've worked since I was 14 and a half, y'all. So that's a long time, 30 plus years. So that's all I've known. But this past year, I was able to be at home. I was in school, but the fact, you know, my fiance had his position once a month, he had to be off site, out of state at one of his other sites. So I was able to pack my stuff and go. I mean, you know, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time. And if I had a job, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I was very excited about that. And prior to that experience, I really hadn't thought about doing it full time. You know, I love purses and I love shoes. So I just wanted purse and shoe money, you know, but just seeing what I, you know, could do. And like when he got sick, I was able to be with him every single day. And if I had a job, I legit would have quit, but I didn't have to do that because I wasn't working. And like I said, I hadn't really thought about it from that standpoint until, you know, I experienced just kind of being, you know, just having that free time. I mean, I wasn't necessarily free because I was in school, but I can pack up and go anywhere. And I just, you know, I like that, you know, being able to do my thing for myself. And right now I'm punching the clock at 6:30 in the morning and no, okay, that is so ghetto. No. So I'm just ready to just do something different. That's where I am right now.
That's awesome, Christy. So essentially you're saying that you having the experience of being able to walk away from your career temporarily when you were with your fiance and you guys relocated, that gave you the ability to really see a different life for yourself. And so you're really saying now that you're more committed now more than ever in the 5-6 years you've been with Plexus to really create the life that you want.
Yes. I'm trying to go home. Yes.
So tell me, what are some really big things that you've dreamed about accomplishing? Like what would your life look like if time or money were no object?
Wow. So, and I don't know. So I'm an introvert. So this is so crazy, but I want to be a motivational speaker. I just, you know, people. So one of my former teammates used to call me human confetti because I'm like that, you know, I got that type of energy, even though I'm an introvert. So even from back in high school, I was always the one that had to do the speeches, or at church, they always called on me to be the one to speak for the youth. I didn't want to, but I did. And, you know, people always like, you're such a great speaker and, you know, you should pursue, you know, maybe be a congresswoman, and I'm like, no. But I don't know, just always, I'm the silver cloud person, you know, the silver lining person. I'm always like, it's going to get better. And, you know, you could do it. And I can say that to other people, but, you know, when it comes to me, I'm just, yeah, I need to hear that, but I need to project that inward. But I'd also like to be able to give that to someone else also, you know, give that energy to someone. So yeah, motivational speaker would be, yeah, definitely what I want to do.
That's an awesome dream, Christy. And, you know, you had some of your teammates in the chat saying you have a story to tell. We all do. And we don't think it's a crazy dream. We think it's a beautiful dream. And we absolutely, and I know for a fact that I don't think this opportunity, and I definitely don't think that you've stuck with this opportunity for the number of years that you have for naught, right? I believe that you stuck with this, not just because of the community, but I think you probably realize in your heart of hearts that this is also the vehicle that will help you to learn the skills necessary to become a motivational speaker. Like, never in a billion years, y'all, would I have ever thought that I would ever speak on a stage with 12,000 people, right? But this opportunity provided that chance for me to learn how to actually do that. And I see so much of that in you, even though you say you're a self-proclaimed introvert. And so I would really encourage you to stick with the process, really put your head down and welcome and embrace all that this journey has to offer you, because the journey does offer us amazing community and amazing support system, but it also provides us the ability to gain so many great skills that will help you to actualize that dream of becoming a motivational speaker. And who knows, like, perhaps you want to be a motivational speaker through other avenues, but perhaps you are also called and destined to be a motivational speaker through this business opportunity itself. And so I appreciate you sharing that, Christy, and I'm gonna hold you to realizing that dream.
All right.
Thank you, dear. Okay, so before we go, I want to open it up for any questions that you may have. I do want to say I'm kind of going back into teaching mode now. So my goal when I'm vision casting and talking to new individuals about their dreams and goals and aspirations, what made them get started with Plexus, all those things, all of that I just did with Jonathan and with Christy, that's what I would do in a vision casting call, right? And I'm just challenging you guys to be good question askers, right? I just ask lots of really good inquisitive questions to get to know people and to help people to see that I have a genuine care and concern for what they want out of this, because it's not really about me, it's more about them. It's also really important when you're doing vision casting that you share your own personal journey. It doesn't matter if you're not a diamond senior Ruby like me, right? I was doing vision casting to the Ebonies and the Summers and the Marquitas and the Angelas of the world when I was a senior gold ambassador. And so this opportunity for you to shed light on what this opportunity can do for others, you can do at any rank. Okay. So don't be in your head thinking, oh, of course she can do these things. She's had all this success. You've also had a ton of success. If you've added even one person, based on the fact we know Jordan Adler's story, one of the most successful people in network marketing, just adding one person is a success, right? Because you have someone in your sphere of influence who wants to follow you and trust you enough with their own personal health. And so I hope that this was beneficial. The final thing I would like to share with you guys before we go is, once you have brainstormed your vision, once you have made a decision and determined that it's actually possible, the last major thing is just to commit to a direction. So you brainstorm your vision, you figured out, or you've helped the person that you're bringing in figure out what that vision is that they have for their life. You've then made a decision that what you want to achieve is possible, right? And the final thing is then committing to a direction. What direction are you going to go to actually make that vision become a reality? And for all of us that are already within this community, we know that the biggest vehicle to help you get there is this Plexus opportunity. There's probably not many other opportunities out there that you have zero investment in a business, right? But you have the potential to make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month. If it has been possible for me, it is possible for each and every one of you. And some of you may not have a dream that big. Maybe you're like, I'm good. I don't need to make that much money. Maybe you say, I just want to replace my income. I want to make an extra $4,000 a month so I can walk away from this job. If that's your dream, that's possible too. But this is a vehicle that will help you get from where you are currently to where you want to be. And so that's really the main goal of vision casting. Every single one of you has a story to share. You also have the ability to add social proof and third-party validation by bringing in your upline or your closest dual upline, your closest working upline. Each one of those individuals can help to add that social proof for you and add that third-party validation. So I hope this was beneficial. I'm going to make sure I end on time. But I appreciate each and every one of you for hopping on this call last minute. I know we kind of whipped this up together super fast. So you guys have a great evening and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Robin. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. Thanks,
Thank
Robin.
you guys.
Thank you, Robin.